is the greatest. Allah Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Today, you left the plantation. This is a big meeting. Do you want a solution to the dilemma that America faces? Then don't look at our skin color, because racism will cause you to reject salvation if it comes in the skin of a black person. Don't look at the kinkiness of our hair and the broadness of our nose and the thickness of our lips, but listen to the beat of our hearts and the pulsating rhythm of the truth.
Farrakhan is scheduled to speak later this morning. Varen?
Christine, Minister Farrakhan is still speaking with those inmates, about 250 men and women. He received a rousing welcome from all of them. He was invited, I understand, by a volunteer minister who is a former inmate and who is now a Muslim. Now, Minister Farrakhan says it was an honor and privilege to talk to the prisoners. He even addressed them as my dear family and said he wanted to talk to them from the heart. He talked about the number that's used to identify an inmate as long as he's incarcerated. He also discussed the rap sheet that will follow many of them. And Farrakhan said that they can beat that rap sheet and destroy that number forever through acquiring knowledge. Now, earlier today, speaking of education, Farrakhan then took his message to a younger group of people. Earlier this morning, he spoke to students at King High School.
Good morning.
God intends for you to be the great leaders of tomorrow right in the land where your fathers and great-grandfathers were sold as slaves. That means that you have to be strong, you have to be courageous, you have to have good character, and you have to be wise, so that if God should make you a ruler in the land where you were once a slave, you will be better than those who have ruled us.
Minister Farrakhan is getting around the city today. Tonight he will be at the UIC Pavilion, again talking about this, observing this Day of Atonement. Reporting live here at the Cook County Jail, I'm Varen Black. Back to you, Christine.
Thank you, Varen. And I understand that the minister is also advising people who may not be able to get the day off today to attend church services.
It is the second anniversary of the Million Man March, and Farrakhan says this annual Day of Atonement should be spent celebrating reconciliation and responsibility. He wants churches to open their doors so members can come to pray and then have a feast.
Black people to come together on one accord. I took off from work today, and I didn't purchase anything today with a final call. That's right. And I'm here for Minister Farrakhan. Oh, I'm in 100% agreement. I stayed home today. I was in prayer. I just feel really good about it. I just wish everybody had done it. He's doing something wonderful by talking to the people and giving us the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. And I commend him for doing that and inviting everyone to come.
Well, what I think, well, Minister Farrakhan helped me a lot.
Yes, sir.
I used to do drugs and hang out in the streets, and I started listening to the minister, and the minister really helped me get focused, and now I'm better focused, and I'm trying to help my kids get together so I can help my younger kids get together.
Yes, sir. I think listening to his message is the only hope that this country has to survive. All right, thank you.
Great man, and we're living in a great time. And if we pick up the mantle and follow the prescription of Minister Farrakhan, even greater people.
All right.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Take us further into the impact and the great success of the Million Man March is the executive director of the Million Man March, now the special assistant to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Minister Benjamin Mohammed. unity. And joining us today is the Reverend John Hawk Park from the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. Help me to welcome the Reverend John Hawk Park.
Honorable Minister Farrakhan, distinguished speakers and guests, brothers and sisters, it gives me
Good evening. I'd like to quote from the Holy Quran, Surah 103. By the time man is at a total loss, except those who believe and lead a righteous life and exhort others to uphold the truth and exhort others to be steadfast. What is this time? We must accept the truth, atone.
Compañeros y compañeras, brothers and sisters, I greet you in the name of the Puerto Rican community of Chicago. I greet you in the spirit of Dr. Pedro Albizu Campos, the standard bearer, the embodiment, the symbol of the Puerto Rican people yearning for freedom.
Assalamu alaikum. It's a good day. It's good to be here today. We are all atoning, but we think the government of the United States needs to atone for what it's done to African people, Puerto Rican people, Chicano people. And that is why we went to the United Nations to charge the United States with genocide. And if we keep the pressure on, they will be forced to atone.
And the National Black United Front for his noble efforts at bringing our plight before the United Nations. Eddie Reed, Brother Munir, Brother Imam Sheikh, and to our Islamic scholars that are present, and Muslims that are present, Christians who are present, Hebrews that are present, and members of the Jewish family that are. But there is no more exclusivity anymore, because what is good for Jews, what is good for Muslims, what is good for Christians is good for the whole human family, and unless it is offered without an imperialistic motivation that in the name of Christ you will subject indigenous people to tyranny and terror and use Jesus as a shield for your unrighteous conduct, or if you use Islam and the spreading of Islam in an imperialistic way to promote Arabism or racism or a rabid nationalism in the name of God. This is unacceptable. This will no longer be tolerated. And this is why